What's that?
The talking part. I hate my own voice on camera.
That's why I didn't want to be on.
So today I was extremely lucky to have a full guided tour of Alby Howgate's fish room. Sorry it's a long one, but he drops in lots of tips and tricks on breeding along the way. So if that's something that interests you, it's coming up. Right, where do you want to start in this tank?
Anywhere you want.
We'll start you, Alby. You can talk us through this tank.
No, you ask the questions.
Right, I'll ask the questions then. Right. Blackberry silver dollars, is it?
Yes.
How big do them actually get? Because are they the same as silver dollars?
Yes. About 4 or 5 inches.
About 4 or 5 inches.
Nice shoulder rummy nose in there.
Yeah.
Homebred.
Them are very popular now. They've made a big comeback, haven't they? I've seen a lot of people
Rummy
buying
noses, yeah.
big shoals of them on videos.
Well, they're young fish. Hopefully I'll be breeding again with them in about the next 2 months, I think.
Is that them full size or have they still got something to go?
A little bit more to go. As you can see, the females are just starting to fill out.
Yeah.
But the males stop smaller than the females and obviously more slimmer.
So on your rummy nose, is it true that the nose actually fades with the water quality goes bad?
Yes, definitely.
So they're all like a little canary down the mines. They'll let you know.
They'll let you know, definitely know. Definitely will do. There's some nice bleeding hearts.
I was just
in
going to
there.
say, your bleeding hearts here, them are stunning. I think I put my finger in just to try and get it.
2 inches at the minute.
Easy.
That's the females. Males are slightly bigger. Maybe 2 1/4, 2 1/2.
Are the females the ones
Yes.
and the males the red top thing?
Yes. Plus the males is extended dorsals.
Yeah.
Females haven't. Females actually got 3 colours in the dorsal if you have a look.
Yeah. Got like a orange,
Like
white,
an
and black.
orange, black, and then tipped off with a white, creamy.
Got a couple of sneaky barbs in there at the top and all. And them come out to the
Barbs.
some sneaky table green barbs, is it?
Oh, right. I'm with you. Well, actually, they made their way into there by accident.
By accident.
Yes. There's black-line tetras in there, Monkhausia, Costia.
Is that the ones you said you're breeding at the minute?
I've just spawned them with a result of about maybe 600 fry.
Wow.
And there's a nice pair of Agnicara Oricata in there.
Is that them there, is it?
That's a female. There's the male up beside her.
Yeah.
And that's about the contents of that tank.
Aye. Just set that away there. So that's it.
Zoom in, you never zoom in like now and again. There you go.
There you go.
That shows you a bit.
How many drippings in there then?
Conservative guess 300 to 400.
I would have said even more myself, like, but you're the ex.
I'm sure I'll tell you, I'll very shortly having to be sort them out and
is that what you have to do with them?
spread them out amongst some tanks to give them a bit more growing space.
Do you do that just by size? So you put a
very tedious job, but it's got to be done.
I think that's what I should have done with my angelfish, because it ended up where it looked like I had 3 different batches for the size.
Oh, aye.
They all grow, it's just some grow.
No, well, what happens is, right?
Yeah.
When you get batches like that, and you can get it with most fish.
Yeah.
Where you'll get some like take off in growth. then and it leaves the other fish behind.
Yeah.
If you take all the big ones out,
Uh-huh.
you'll find you get rapid growth on the smaller ones.
Right. See,
And
the
they
discus I bought,
quickly come up.
I've got one that's like 3 times the size of the other ones, but you keep on getting told that you've got to keep them in groups.
Aye.
So you don't want to take them wait, I don't want to take them apart, like separate them. But they're doing alright.
Yeah.
For my first try with discus, I'm happy. I got them off Ash.
Did you?
Aye.
Good.
Off that pay he had. He was trying to give us the pay. I think his mate took him, Andrew took the pay when he was moving shops.
All right, I know the ones you mean.
Aye, and then he brought them back.
The Royal Blues, weren't they?
I think so, aye. Were they the Red Turks or Royal Blues?
Turks. Right. Is that recording? Like?
Aye. So what's in this one again? Was it
Rosy barbs.
them are rosy barbs, are
Yeah. They were bred off a pair of long-finned rosy barbs.
they? Aye.
One of the first egg layers I ever bred back in the early 70s, and I've always had a fondness for them ever since.
Yeah.
But if you look very closely, you'll see there's some normals amongst them, as far as the finish goes.
Yeah.
Now when they grow up, they don't look great now.
You can see one there, just
But-
out of shot. You can see his redness starting to come through. He's twice the size of the rest.
Yeah. When they grow up, the males are spectacular.
Aye.
There's a full male in another tank here.
You were saying you've been
In
doing it since the 70s. Is that when you first got fish, or is that just when you first
Early 70s, yeah. Started off with five tiger barbs in a plastic tank.
What was the filtration back then? Was it under gravel?
Just a box filter. Under gravel come a little bit later, actually. Under gravel filters seem to be coming mid 70s or something like that. I could be wrong, but that's the way I recollect it.
It's different for different countries as
yeah,
well, though, isn't it? Because
and,
America might have had them first.
I don't know, I couldn't see it. But anyway, under gravel filters come in. Under gravel filters are fine, but obviously all the rubbish is underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye. It only holds so much your gravel in any case, won't it, before
Yes.
it starts spitting it back out?
I've never actually used them properly. I gave under gravel filters a go once and I wasn't happy with them and did away with them.
Right. See, I've got one in my big tank and I'm alright with it because I've got another hang on the back filter to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps it out, sort of thing.
Yeah, but you've still got all the mulm underneath
Aye.
and it stops there.
So in this tank, is this more the breeding size ones, is it?
Just
Or just an overspill?
an odds and sods, to be honest, of fish that I fancy. Mainly Carrisons in there, but there's a couple of rainbows in.
Yeah.
2 or 3 ottos, and there's some nice corredoras which you very rarely see.
Yeah.
They will come to the front when there's
food
food on the go. And they're what are they?
There's 2 male spore in there, like I had said.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, colour wise on them is fantastic, you're right, like Alby.
But there's actually more fish in there than what you can see. Obviously, it's that dense
Yeah. Just looking through to the back, you can see on the back wall.
foliage. Again, there's some homebred rummies in there as well. But if I ever want them out, I've got no chance of getting anything out of there.
So is that just the end of your breeding ones, is it, when you've finished up on the breeding?
Just no. Basically, I just bang anything in I fancy. And I
Right.
try to keep it mainly Carrisons, but obviously there's a couple of rainbows made their way into there. The curries, Santa Cruz curries, cruciensis.
I'd have to look them up to.
And the breeding in there, because I've seen fry come to the front as well.
That's when you know you're doing something right, isn't it? When they just breed by themselves with nothing.
Yeah. That's one gigantic matin filter at the back.
Oh, you got the matin filter straight across the back on that one, have you?
Yeah, full back. Yeah.
I've been in touch with Ash to see where he got his Germany.
That's where you get it from, yeah.
Aye. So I'm thinking about ordering some. Because you need that 2-inch, don't you, to keep it sturdy on the...
Oh yes, you need the 50mm.
Plus it's ideal.
And you want to keep it to the... it's classed as, let's think how they class it. The density of it, basically.
Yeah.
You want to keep it to less density, which is, I'm not too sure, but I think it's 20, I think it goes 20, 30 and 40.
I think, you're right, because
and I think
it's coarse, medium and fine, isn't
it? Yeah,
it's
that type of thing.
Aye.
And I think the 20 is the coarse one.
Aye.
Is it? Wait a bit. Yeah, no.
So you got 20 holes per inch.
Something like that, yeah.
And then you might have 30 holes per inch.
30 holes, that's it.
So what would you recommend?
The 20.
So the coarser one?
The coarse one, yeah.
Would you use that in your fry tanks as well, or would you?
No, I never use matin filters in the fry tanks.
So I'd have to order a couple of little sponge filters.
Just sponge filters, no box filters, just sponge filters.
Now to trap them.
Now they can get trapped in, exactly. Apart from anything else, I never use any kind of filtration in a fry tank.
Right.
For one specific reason, is when you're filling the fry tank with Paramecium,
yeah,
it gets sucked into the filters and
get
deprives the fish of food.
straight away. Aye.
So it's only an airline bubbling away, obviously,
Yeah.
until they're big enough to be on the brine shrimp for a week or so. Then the filtration goes in.
Yeah.
And then only small sponge filters at that time.
So what in here? I'll try and name them. You've got your bleeding hearts.
There's
You've got your green barbs.
there's the homebred Dorkensea Apsara.
Is that the ones with the single dot on, is it?
There's some mascara barbs.
That's a mascara.
And there's homebred Dorkensea.
What's that there?
Rubra tinctus.
I just went through the shot there though.
That's your long fin. That's your long fin rosy barbs. That's what all of them are going to turn out like on the bottom.
That they on the top here. That's good. It's coming in the shot.
Beautiful, isn't
wow. That is stunning. That's on par with your Odessa barbs. That's for colour, isn't it?
You wait till all this tank gets like that.
Yeah.
And a few Odessas, which basically getting very old now. But I've just bred some, so that when they grow on, they'll replace the old fellas in there.
And what's the big one?
That's an adult Rubra tinctus.
Some size that one, like.
That's about a 5-inch fish. There's actually 2 adults in there and half a dozen young fish.
So when did you get into live food? Because obviously...
Oh, same time as I got into fish back in the 70s.
Was it? Has it been going that long, is it?
Yeah. Well, not these particular cultures, but I learned how to propagate live food back in the 70s. Yeah, white worms, grinnell worms, micro worms, Daphne, yeah.
So when did your Brine shrimp make it over here? Because
We're back in the 70s. You used to struggle to get brine shrimp eggs. Okay. And if you did manage to get any, you got them in a little file.
yeah,
Yeah. Which wasn't a lot.
aye,
But at least you had some. And it probably not the quality of what you can get now.
aye.
Although
No.
some brine shrimp eggs
They were
aren't
probably
good
like them
quality,
kids.
but some are really good quality, especially one particular brand. A really good quality with fantastic hatches, which I use. I'm not advertising any names, but which is what I use.
You know when you've got a good quality one, because I mean mine, the ones I've got off eBay, I know they're not, because there's too many cysts left at the top of it. And for the amount of cysts that's at the top compared to
No, the cysts at the top.
what
Are
actually turns
eggshells.
orange. Aye,
Eggshells at the top.
right,
Cysts that haven't hatched lie on the bottom.
right. So it's what's mixed in with the orange,
Yeah,
right?
they're the ones that hasn't
Oh,
hatched.
it's not that bad then.
No. If you get a lot of, and the broken cysts, because the eggshells basically, they're off the shrimp that's hatched. So if you get a lot at the top, you know you've got a good hatch of shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your favourite? Or is it the worms your favourite to feed?
I'll put it this way: in this shed, baby brine shrimp are a necessity.
Yeah. Especially with the amount
Every day. So obviously I had some every day. Fry get the first feedings. Anything left goes distributed around. But recently the amount of fry I've got on the go are just that ridiculous. It's taking all the brine shrimp hatching I can do to keep them on the go.
How long does it normally take for yours to hatch, Alby? Because mine's about 3 to 4 days before the water turns orange.
Shouldn't take that long. I can get a decent hatching in 24 hours.
Do you add anything to the water, like baking soda, anything like that?
Bicarb.
Bicarb.
That's basically because I've got soft water.
Right.
If you've got hard water, you needn't add anything to it, because
Right.
that's the water that they like. If you know what I mean.
Stupid question then, right? You know how we've both got RDI filters.
HMI,
Aye.
HME,
Have you got an RDI one as well?
RO,
Reverse. Aye.
RO filter, yes.
You know the wastewater out of that. Could
Aye.
we not use that? Because that would probably be high in like.
It probably would, but I've never attempted to use it.
Aye.
I've got no need to use it.
Right. I'll give it a try when obviously see what it's like, because my eggs aren't that good and I don't mind wasting a few.
Aye.
But I'll do it on a batch because I'm gonna.
Just use a spoonful of bicarb.
Bicarb.
in your hatching. Just use
Aye.
that, and that brings up to, I think bicarb gives you a pH of about 8.2, 8.3, something like that.
Right.
But doesn't go any further, no matter how much bicarb you put in.
Alright.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit like putting. I know what you mean.
So I think it buffers out at about 8.2 or 3, which is probably ideal for the brine shrimps. I think sometimes they recommend
where I
about
must be.
8.6, but there's very little difference.
That's where I must be going wrong with mine, because I've just been water out the tap, and mine out the tap's probably about 7.2. And I would say it's not typical hard, it's calcium hard, if you know what I mean. There's not much else in it.
You'll have to take a TDS in that case to see what it's like. So I mean, I have no idea what your water's actually like.
You'll be over on Derwent Reservoir, will you?
Probably yes.
I'm on Kielder, I think.
You're on Kielder. So basically Keeler feeds into the tine, and takeoffs will be from there.
Right.
Plus there's reservoirs, other reservoirs. There's Whittledean. I don't know if you know where Whittledean is.
I've never heard of that one. I've heard of where?
It's in Northumberland, just in Northumberland.
Right.
Just the other side of the main Newcastle to Hexham Road.
Right.
Just the other side of that.
When I used to do a hiking channel, I went to is it Catclough Shin?
Catclough.
Catclough.
Aye.
I'm pleased you said it.
Huh?
I'm pleased you said it, because whenever I said it on the hiking video, you said, no, it's not Clough, it's Clew, it's Clough, we're Glen.
It's practically you're getting the old Northumbrian twang there.
Yeah.
You're getting either the old Northumbrian twang or the Scottish twang on that's coming under it.
Yeah. It's funny how many different accents it is up here, isn't it?
Clatclew or but Clatclough I call it.
Aye.
Catcloughs. Well, that's sort of on the Hadrian Roads way, isn't it?
It's just on the border of Scotland, isn't it? From
yeah.
Oh, I can't think of what the crossing is called.
Can't think of it off the top of my head what I'd call it. Carter Bar.
Carter Bar, that's it. Aye.
Carter Bar, that's the one. Carter Bar.
I done a hike over the top of Carter Bar in Catclough, and they were telling us about mine shafts on the top, obviously off old tin works you did millions of years, hundreds of years ago. And I disappeared doing this thing, and I thought I had went doing it. Honestly, I just felt my leg just go, and I thought I wedged myself like that.
Did you?
And I thought, Jesus. But it was only like obviously where it's all peat moss kind of stuff in it on the top, and I just separated, and I just went doing the crevasse. Oh. Why do I do these things and go and buy myself?
Oh no, you shouldn't do them things by yourself. No, you shouldn't go and buy yourself. Right, are you finished in here?
Aye. Now we're going to enter your tortoise.
There you go, pan into that.
I should have really... There we go. We'll have a quick look in here before you come in, show around. It is like, you can see why they say it's like a tortoise mine, Alby, for what you've got in here.
No, you can see them in it. But anyway, in there's the coral red pencils.
Yeah.
This is the breeding.
Oh, there's two there, you can see through there.
Yeah, there's a trio in. This is a breeding tank for them. I've just set these away over the last week.
Yeah.
But a few years back I was breeding in lots of them. Coral reds, which is Anostomus mortenthaleri.
You don't have many snails. My tank's overrun with snails. I know you've got two tiny little.
Nah, not many. Now these are the new pencils.
You've got four.
There's four, yeah. Two adult males, two juvenile males. I'm waiting for females. And they're Anostomus Amia. And I believe Amia is after the area that come in. They've just been pretty recently discovered. And to be honest, when you buy them they cost a fortune.
So both them the same.
Yeah. And they're breeding tanks. So for anybody that's interested in breeding pencils, they can see the sort of tanks you need to breed them in. And all you do is harvest the fry when your fry appears.
Right.
Which can be up to 6 weeks after you actually put the pairs in.
So they're not like a tetra where you would put a smash on the bottom or?
Pencil fish mostly only spawn 2 or 3 times a week or daily or whatever. Yeah. So I put the pairs in, just leave them. You call this the permanent home. Feed them as normal, clean the tank as normal, Keep it filtered as well as normal. Change water as normal, but then after about 6 weeks I'll go fry hunting and just move stuff aside to see if I can see any fry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I'd seen some movement down there in the roots, but see if the car picks it. Nah, it's just went all fuzzy.
Aye. A bit early for fry yet.
This is what I'll be trying to have. Probably by Christmas I'll be, by the time mine's up to size, to a decent size.
Right.
I don't think mine will ever get to the size of yours.
Well,
That sounds a bit off, like, doesn't it? I don't think mine's ever going to be the same as yours. But that's what I'm hoping for.
well, there's over 200 cardinals in there, homebred cardinals, and 100 red cherry tetras. Bear in mind when I quote any numbers,
Yeah, it's just,
it's all approximate
yeah.
and basically the best guess I can make. But I'm never far.
I was going to
off.
say you've got the experience just to look in a tank and have a
I'm
good.
never far off. And they're about, I would say, 5 weeks, 6 weeks old then.
6 weeks old and the shunts.
Yeah.
I mean, there when I go close to the tank, all the colours there, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. I'm just starting to get the colour. There may be one or two that's not sort of coloured up yet. And plus there's about 20 emperor tetras in there. Paramecium. So if you see a black striped one, that's emperor tetra. Some over this corner. Somewhere.
Oh yes.
And as you can see, fry, just small sponge filters.
Yeah, that's something I have to order for when I
Yeah.
start making. I've got the tanks. I've been out and I bought. I made a mistake of getting not a 40 litre. I think it was a 25 litre, but that's too big. So I've halved that and went down to 12. I think that's probably an ideal size. You know when they're mesh sheets,
Yeah.
them things here. It's probably about the size of one of them on the bottom.
Aye.
So that's probably about the right size, isn't it?
Aye.
And yeah, we've got your tiger barbs in it.
More tiger barbs. More tiger barbs. Combination of greens and tigers. Normal tiger barbs. This tank and the next tank.
Your matte filter there looks like it's
Oh, they will get a bit hair algae on,
Aye.
but
that's what they're for.
don't worry about that. Wait and see, there's a pile of hair algae that's been plucked off lying on the deck, lying on the floor. Barbs love a bit of hair algae. But in there's the we'll show you the explosion of the Synodontus.
Alright. I half caught these the last time, didn't I? When the wall just disappearing.
So we'll be here first and then you can put plenty in so you can come again.
How many of them do you think you've got in there?
What's Synodontus?
Aye.
Probably well over 100 in there.
Aye, yeah, they come.
And they're growing nicely.
I think I said the last time, it's like a zombie movie, isn't it? When they all come running out to catch you. Look at that.
There may be more than 100.
Aye. Are them hard to breed?
Synodontus. Well, a different method to everything else I breed. Breed them in an upside down plant pot
Right.
and then take the eggs away and bring them on from there. Hatch them and bring the fry on from there.
It is, it's like a zombie movie once.
And then if you drop down you'll see the...
You got one here as well, aye. Are they easy to move on?
Dead easy. Everybody likes it a dwarf catfish like that.
Yeah,
Dwarfs
I was
in
just
it.
going to say they're
Synod
very
dollars.
unusual, and they've got good coloration as well, haven't they? When you
Yeah. They only end up being adult at about 4 inches.
is that a gold laser there as well, is it? Or
Yes, there's no, sorry, green lasers.
green laser?
Green lasers. There's about 10 in there, green lasers. And then there's the young Odessas.
Is that the young Odessas there? Is it the
No, yeah, all these.
these? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We were saying before, weren't you? They don't show the colour to.
Well, they'll not get the same colours as the adults
Yeah.
I have in there until they are actually adults.
So brine trim, you got 2 on the go, yeah.
2 on a go.
So
I harvest 1 every 2 days.
1 every 2 days.
There's 1 harvest every day, but they're on a 2-day cycle. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that female bettas in there? Is it?
Yes, there's some young Betta, baby Bettas in there. There's about 20 odd, but most of them will be up in the plants. And it's
So-
not sure whether they're going to be females or males yet.
Obviously, they'll not be fighting until the.
No.
No.
Once you've bred some fighters, you can keep them together for a long time, as
Uh-huh.
long as the brothers and sisters that you bred the batch.
Yeah.
You get a long time before they start actually fighting each other and tearing each other to pieces. Red cherry tetras,
That's red cherries, are they?
Hivesibricon musel, plus a few cardinals, plus a few.
My cardinals are probably bigger than that, but they're nowhere near. Nowhere near that. Them are proper jumbos, aren't they? I think I'll have to aim for probably. See that size there, or your ones, Alby?
Yeah,
That'll probably be my max size, I would
that's all
say.
right. You'll be able to breed with them. That size.
Yeah, that'll be, I mean, them ones there, that's a monster, that one, like. You're going to need a bigger boat for that one. Do you find they lose much colour the bigger they get, or
Not so much bigger age.
age?
With age, they'll like all fish, they'll lose colour. You'll find with tetras, like most tetras, what's wrong with tetra? It's getting black spots on the side and that. That's what happens to a lot of tetras, especially the Hivesibricon species,
Yeah.
when they get older. The colour deteriorates and they start to get black pigment on them.
Right.
You'll find that. So in there's actually some what do you call it? Asian rummy nose in there.
Is that
But the babies. I'm not saying many, there should be about 26 in there. Not to worry.
Asian rummy nose, is that the ones that
Asian rummy nose.
do they look blue when they're adults?
Blue colour,
Aye.
reddish nose and red
Yeah, I think it's.
tips to the doors.
Is it
and that.
Swali?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorbawa.
Sorbawa.
Sorbawa resplendens. Sorbawa resplendens.
How do you remember all the names of it?
I do want some names.
Is that one there? Is it small
Yeah.
one?
Oh, yeah. That's them. They're just babies yet.
Yeah.
And more cherry tetras on the bottom.
I take you're not on a water meter then. That's my biggest problem is I'm on a water meter. So
Not on a water meter. Don't want to be on a water
No.
meter.
don't blame you.
Not on a water meter.
Anything going on in the tanks in the corners?
No.
No.
Derelict.
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 Are these?
That's the red cherry breeding team.
That's the breeders, is it?
Yeah. It took us nearly 4 years to actually get round discovering what they needed to breed.
Yeah.
And since I cracked it last June,
Yeah.
I've bred 1,000. That's not exaggeration. That's 1,000.
Are they hard to breed in general, or are they
well,
just one of them things?
I do get a lot of people asking us, how did I breed them?
Yeah.
And that they were struggling as well.
Right.
Well, over the 4 years that I've been trying, a lot were finding the same problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Just sometimes when you think that there must be something. Has there been one fish that's troubled you, and it's probably been easier for other people? Or have you not hit that yet?
No, not really.
That's just something I'm going to face, being like new to breeding, isn't it?
That's another tank with about 200 baby cardinals in. It won't look like it's 200 baby cardinals because they've got no colour yet. They're hiding in the top foliage. They're on the bottom, around the edges, but there is.
Nothing in the bottom ones yard, you said?
In there, the tiger batters, but you'll not see them unless they're kind enough to come out and show themselves for you. That's the tiger batters breeding tank.
Yeah, seen a little bit of movement at the back, but
yeah, there's only a pair in at the minute. That tank was just done afresh the other day. Nothing in the middle one, and there's a couple of cories on. Shove them. They're a corridors called Delirium, which ain't common at all. But so far, no sign of breeding.
Right. Do you know cories? Can you get away with not having a breeding mop, or is it best to have a breeding mop in for them?
Well, you can put a breeding mop in for some and they'll use it.
Yeah.
Put a breeding mop in for others and they'll not use it. They just
because bronze will just eat anyway.
Just eat it anywhere, on the glass, on the filters, on the heater, anywhere. But still a lot like the mop, so you've got to put a mop in, otherwise. Yeah.
Think you just make your own?
Oh, mops, yes.
Aye.
Yes.
That's your Paramecium culture and your water in it.
That's
I showed you mine, didn't I, on the pictures?
Paramecium. Paramecium cultures. HMA filter, RO filter. Oh, you can see the banana in.
I see yours still as Paramecium made banana.
This has just been done afresh. Just refreshed this so you can see the amount of Paramecium in it. Can you make it out on the?
Yeah, it's picking up. I'll show you. Yeah, you can see quite a cloud. Nah, them worms that I'm going to bleach, get rid of them. I don't want to pour them down the sink because it's just passing the problem on to someone else. I might just add bleach to the bottles and hide the bottles out. Right now.
Just empty them and just empty them, and just bin the bottles and use fresh bottles.
Aye.
This means you have to drink a Lorraine brew.
Aye. Made by gutters. That's one for the Scottish then, isn't it?
I think there's a breeding set of marginatus pencil fish. Again, you just let them get on with it and harvest the fry.
I do like the blue backgrounds, Alby.
Aye.
Does it make it easier for spot and fry against as well?
Yeah. Yes.
Was that?
Next tank is about 100. I've got to break on what I in, which is the blueberry tetra.
Blueberry tetras.
It's about 100 fry, but they're that tiny you'll not make them out on camera.
It's just gone fuzzy.
you'll not see them to the full extent. I know how many's in because I come in the dark when they've lost all inhibitions and they're out in mid-water with my trusty torch. Now next door is the black line tetra, which is Monkhausia costea.
Oh, I am picking up there.
Only just hatched. Proximate number of fry in there is 500-600. 500 to 600 in there.
Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, pixelating. Sometimes you can't, depending on the light.
Aye.
The daughter showed us how to get round it the other day, but
Did she?
she says, "Oh, you've got to go into magnifying, do it on magnifying, then screen record magnifying." I thought, no, it's too much like hard work. You know how old I am. Hundreds. Actually, when you move the camera like that, you go across, you know, the silicon line.
Are you getting to see them, are you?
Aye, when you go across the silicon line, you can see numbers. Next one.
Okay, this is the blueberry tetras again, put in for breeding.
So why'd they call them blueberry tetras then? Is any
Probably some of the Americans invented. The proper name is Hyphesibragon wadai.
Wadai.
Right. Now this is a standard breeding procedure I use for all egg scatterers in the tetra.
Yeah.
In the tetra genre. In that size tank, and I've bred literally thousands upon thousands upon thousands of tetras. Like that.
So what do? Do you just take the adults out and remove the cage after a certain time?
Once I spot eggs, which is normally either the next day after putting them in or the day after that, take the adults out, return the adults to a community tank or a holding tank. Shake the wool mops out.
Aye.
Remove them and take the mesh out and put the tank into darkness.
Would you be able to see the eggs on the mop? On the
Not on the mop, no. On the deck, on the floor.
Right.
But the beauty, I'll just do a word on that wool.
Yeah.
I get asked a lot about that on Facebook.
It actually, I thought it was a plant when I seen it.
Right.
It doesn't. It looks more like a proper moss, doesn't it?
It's called eyelash wool.
Eyelash wool.
Yeah. Or tinsel wool.
Yeah, I can see why it's called tinsel wool.
And the beauty of that is it hasn't got the density of ordinary wool.
Yeah.
So once eggs are laid in there, they fall very easily through to the mesh. Whereas ordinary wool, the density of the wool keeps the eggs in the mop itself, making the eggs prone to be eaten while in the mop.
Yeah.
So that's a little something that people need to know. But you can buy it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Eyelash wool.
Eyelash wool or tinsel.
And you don't make it into conventional mop like you do with wool yarn.
Aye.
You just pull a length out and scrabble it up. End tank's the emperor breeding tank.
That's some size emperor, that mind.
That's a good one, isn't it?
Aye. Is it not?
Which I put a tree
That must be what, inch and 3/4, inch and a half, easy.
We're getting on 2 inches.
Easy.
I always put a trio in. Reason being, if you put 2 males in, they just spar with each other, probably end up killing each other, and not getting any attention to the females. One male only.
Is it
two females in, so it's a trio.
Is it different egg numbers for each ones you really like, Alby, is it? Is it some work best with 4 and some work
Well,
best?
these are entirely different breeding methods. They're exactly the same as pencils. You put them in a tank like that and just harvest the young.
Right.
Harvest the fry. And another 2 tanks of cardinals down here, which
More
you'll not see
cardinals,
out in there. Leave that out and I'll sort you some out of there.
Aye, mine's went very much pear-shaped. I'm just going to stick with the Liquify from now on.
Like I say, I've just refreshed all these, putting them in fresh bottles. So obviously there's the bloom coming
Right.
off the...
Your banana peel looks a lot fresher than what I was using when I dried mine out. Mine was practically black when I dried it out.
Oh,
That's probably where I went wrong.
put that in a bit. No, I put that in a bit premature. It was black, but it wasn't dry.
I've probably left mine to get.
No, you leave it get as black as you want.
You reckon? So
Yeah.
how do you dry it out then? Do
Just
oven or?
no, just leave it lying somewhere for a couple of days.
Right,
where
that's
it's
it.
warm.
See, that's where I thought
Right.
I had went wrong. I thought when I've left it out, that's when I've got worms on it. And
No,
then
I don't think it's you've got out to do with your banana peel that you've
not?
lost it, that you're getting the worms in that. I think it's something to do with it's getting contaminated somehow. See, because I'm religious on this, HM here. Never use tank water, never use tap water, HM here.
I think what I was telling you before, I had used the bubbling off method, didn't I?
And I've had this, I would say, well over 12 years. It's continuous cultures, well over 12 years.
Unbelievable the amount you got in, like. So when you're dosing this into your tanks, obviously you've got your little tank here. How would you do that? And that's it.
Yep.
1 per tank.
Yeah, it depends how many fries you're in.
Do you do it many times a day?
No, once.
Just once a day?
No, don't.
Well, obviously, you've got no filter to suck it out.
The beauty of the banana peel is you're not filling your water with yeast.
Right.
When you use the Liquify, you're filling yeast into your bottle.
Right.
And if you get a smell, it absolutely stinks to high heavens with the
So it's best to
Liquify.
go back onto that
You
then?
smell that. There's hardly any smell.
No, you're right.
So
It actually smelled more like a manufactured smell rather than a natural smell, doesn't it?
The yeast of a Liquify. Because remember, Liquify isn't meant to feed fish. Liquify is to put in the water to enhance the growth of microorganisms that feed the fish.
Right.
But Liquify itself isn't a food for fish. There's no food in it for baby fish. Now the banana's gone to Paramecium, Betta.
So just go for banana and let it dry out. Aye, I'll do that then. I don't know, can Canaria be A? Brought in by A or something like that? I've racking my brains to think.
By air.
Aye.
You know, well, mine's in there all the time. That's never any different to that. That just gets done in the left. And then when I use out a bit, I top it up.
What's the temperature like down here?
Well, it's pretty
It's cool, but not.
It's not.
It's not like
It's
my
not red
garage
hot and
cool.
It's not freezing cold.
Aye.
No, you contaminate it through water somehow.
Yeah. That's probably it. I've probably had mine underneath the tank, and the tank's probably, when I've done water
Well.
changes, dripped out. That can only be then, and I think. You can see why they say it's like a tortoise, Alby. But outside it's just a tiny little shed, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Before this one, there was another one here,
Yeah.
right? And from the shed here
Uh-huh.
to the house there was all ivy on the wall,
Right.
and the ivy grew into the ceiling
Right.
of the old shed. Of course, that deteriorated the ceiling massive.
Yeah.
It deteriorated the rest of the shed as well. So then I made the decision, new shed. So I pulled it down and I thought, well, if I'm going to put a new shed up, I'm going to do it right.
Yeah.
So all my racks went in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And the fish.
Yeah.
Which you can imagine was a bit tight. But anyway,
I've got the same problem. I've got to take mine upstairs though.
The wife put up with it, and everything went in the kitchen. So I put a new concrete base down.
Yeah.
I ordered the shed made to measure. I got the shed. It's all fastened down with anchor bolts to the concrete. Tiled it, built the racks. The racking is all what they call it in the trade now again. Unistrut.
Right.
Galvanized steel, unistrut. Obviously, I used to work at a unistrut factory.
Oh, right.
I was the manager at the I was a manager at the unistrut factory.
You've got to use what you can, don't you?
Okay, so that the racking came off cuts and cost us not a penny. Right. So I did the plan on it.
Yeah.
Planned out what I could get in and where. Built the racking. I ordered a load of new tanks. I mean, you're talking a lot of years back now.
Yeah.
A lot of new tanks so that they fit in, you know, five 1-foots to the 5 foot. 5 foot here with 3 foot here with 2 18 inches, 3 foot on the bottom, 5 foot there, 5 foot there. Gable end. Measured it all out, got a few new tanks, not many, but the rest of the tanks were begged, stolen or borrowed.
Yeah.
Very old tanks. All these tanks in here, apart from these 1 foot square ones, were very old to start with before I even started. And from moving the fish into the kitchen, I was back in here within a month.
Right. That's good going then.
My mate couldn't believe it.
Aye.
She said, I can't believe it. But I was coming in from work and working on it every night.
Aye. See, I'm a bit overwhelmed just trying to work out what fish I can like group together in a tank upstairs.
Yeah.
Just so they're not attacking each other.
Aye.
Oh, you've got a chocolate. Is that a chocolate?
Gourami.
Gourami?
Yeah, I had a few, but I've lost them all. The last one left. And the coral red pencil was subject to requirements, surplus to requirement. Surplus to requirements, a spare meal. And the other one, I'm not too sure whether Ross bought or what. They call it Dadabajuri. I believe it's Chela Jadabajuri. I've not long had them.
So it just depends where you get your fish from, because sometimes you're going to be bringing them in, they're going to be beyond saving.
Well, they weren't far off, but I've pulled them round a bit.
Yeah.
They're starting to look better day by day. And
that's where the experience comes in.
Quite a few red cherries and all again.
So when you first started, Alby, obviously plants would have been hard to get back in the 70s.
Plants?
Yeah.
No.
No. So my uncle just was tight and he didn't, because he was into...
No, plants weren't really that...
I just remember he had a big tank, I would say probably 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a community tank that had anything you could get his hands on back then. It's probably about 78. But I never remember having plants in. And I always just thought plants were going to be like an expensive thing that's just come in lately.
No. Back in the early 70s, I used to do a lot of aquascaping.
Yeah.
I used to go all over the country to the big festivals.
Right.
In the doing the aquascaping tanks, and I won quite a few.
Right.
But it was all Dutch style them days, not like what it is now.
Is that like the cone rows of different colour plants?
Yeah.
Aye.
Right.
It's definitely an art form.
Actually, I had the lad from, do you know Horizon?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
That does all the aquascaping.
Yeah, oh actually, did you mention it the last time I was here? Down, is it Stockton?
Newton Aycliffe.
Newton Aycliffe.
I had him in his pot here the other night.
I'll have to have a trip down, to be quite honest.
Well, it's only the beauty of seeing all in the studio, all the different planted tanks.
He's a bit like MD, at MD fish tanks, where it's got like a studio. Or does he sell stuff as well?
What's MD?
MD, yeah.
Oh, he sells lots of stuff, but it's mainly to do with aquascaping.
Right.
See these, I've took nearly half that out, what was in, what you saw.
Yeah.
Topped it up. That'll be just as thick again tomorrow. So will yours.
So you don't use the Liquify then?
No.
Yeah, alright. Bananas peels it is then.
I've used the Liquify for a lot of years, mine.
But, that's where the smell.
Once I discovered the banana peel that's as clean as a whistle. And it's full, see it?
Oh, it is as well, aye.
And there's no worms in there.
Aye.
And you're not liable to get any.
What I was thinking about doing was putting, you know how you can get them caps on the top that's got like 2 valves. I was thinking about putting an airline in one, but not having it in the water, of course.
No, don't overthink it. Simple. Keep it simple.
I know, but I'm scared
there's
now.
There's no simpler than that. You've contaminated somewhere, you've got to work out. It's like everything in fish keeping. When out gone wrong, you've got to work out why it went wrong.
Yeah.
And not trying to do something different. Because there isn't no different that works as good as what you're doing in the first place. You've got to work out why it went wrong when you know it shouldn't. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's my philosophy. If you get a disease in, you've got to work out why you got the disease. If you get obviously by walking you've got a tank full of dead fish, you've got to work out why you got the tank full of dead fish.
Got to work it out fast.
If something doesn't work in breeding, you've got to work out why. That's like I set three lots of cardinals up. 3 tanks, yeah?
Yeah. For when you're breeding?
Yeah. Now, what I'll do is I'll set them up all exactly the same, and I'll stringently check the TDS and stringently check the pH that I've set it up at.
Yeah.
Right, now if I come in, the number 1 spawn the next morning, you'll never see cardinals spawn.
Yeah.
They'll spawn at the first light, and obviously...
And you're not going to catch that.
You're not going to catch that. The first light that comes on is the lights above the Brine shroom.
Right.
So that's their first light. Now if they've spawned, they haven't. Now I'll check and make sure that pH is stopped the same as what it's had the night before. That one and that one. Check the same pH as the night before.
Yeah.
Might find it's come up a little bit in 1 or 2 for some reason or other. So then you've got to say, right, what do I do here? Well, I'll try it just by reinstating the pH right down to where it should be.
Yeah.
Try that the next night. And then you may get that one spawn, that one not. So then you've got to say, why is that one not spawned? Check that. pH is the same as the night before, right?
Yeah.
TDS is the same as the night before, but they haven't spawned. Right. We'll just give them a bit of water change. change the water down to about here. But with RO water, obviously,
Yeah.
then check the parameters and reinstate them, and you can guarantee the third lot will spawn. So it's not just straightforward all the time, you know. You've got to work out what's gone wrong and why they haven't spawned when they should have. Everything says they should have, but they haven't. And that goes for a lot of the tetras. Like if these haven't spawned tomorrow,
Yeah.
I'll just do a big water change on them. They don't need any special parameters, I know. Just the soft water with the pH either neutral or slightly below.
Yeah.
Nothing special to what I can do for them just ordinarily. So they should spawn. Now if they haven't spawned, a water change of about 25-30%, they'll practically, because I know the fish, I know that they should be spawned. They're just young fish, they're in good nick.
Yeah.
And as you can see, there's a bit of chasing going on again now. So they should spawn tomorrow, or if not tonight when I'm not in.
Yeah.
When I'm not in the shed. If not, tomorrow will be a small water change and leave till the next day.
I think my next ones I'm going to try is the Procyon ones you give us.
The Procyon.
Procyon. Yeah, that's the next
What
one.
they call them? What are they calling them?
Raccoon, he said.
The raccoons. But again, that's like the blueberry tetra. I don't know where the name raccoon tetra comes from.
I was expecting to see a mask on, because when you do a Google search on them, it says, oh, they call that because of they look like they've got a mask on. I've not seen them with a mask on. It's not like you can see like a...
That must come from... Right, blueberries is rife in America. Raccoons rife in America. It's got to come from the Americans.
Oh,
surely.
definitely, because I'm sure that the Latin word for raccoon is Procyon, isn't it?
I don't know.
Because I think that's what it is for raccoons as well. Like
I haven't a clue.
Animals.
I haven't a clue. But somebody's converting the name into a common name of that.
It might be just someone called that who's found them, mightn't it?
The raccoon, yeah.
Simple as that.
Yes, they were very timid. They're just starting to waken up now, them blueberries. I don't need any more because I've got 100 in here, something fry, but when the tank's spare, just...
You might as well with the tank
do
spare,
any harm. Everybody wants them.
Do you find brighter, stronger like colours and patterns go quicker when you're selling it? Well, you're not selling when you... How do I put it? Wholesale. What do they look for when they come? Are they looking for... Say like when they come to angelfish, are they looking for wild types, or are they looking for...
No, in a nutshell, they're looking for fish that they can sell on quick. Whether it be bunny coloured, pretty coloured ones, or whether the bigger ones, you know, good nick.
Because in the hobby, you'll see that a lot of fish where they've got fantastic pattern but no colour, and you'll see them just sitting around in main-hand aquatics and no one's even looking at them. Especially when you see the price of some of the more rarer ones, and you think, well, I'm not paying that for something that looks so drab. Well, it looks so drab because it's young and it's out and about with a bright light on.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Everybody likes pretty fish. Me especially.
I think my biggest takeaway from Alby's Fishroom tour today is going to be, it doesn't have to be big and it doesn't have to be complicated. A lot of the times you see fish rooms and they're like Houston Control, when really it's all to do with the little man in the capsule doing the work. And that's what I found out today. Alby's little fish room, yes, it is small, but for what he's actually got in it and what he's actually achieved in it is tremendous. Simple as that. You're not going to get many people that can actually do that in such a small space. And he's one of them. So hopefully you like this video. If you have, you know what to do. And until next time, see you later. Ta-ra! Boo! And while you're on, why don't you try watching this video? Or this one. Both probably good. Cannot promise it though, but have a check. You might like it.